We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
Volume. Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What's good, bro?
Whoo, boy. I'm over here almost in a food coma.
From what?
I had to wolf down this Domino's pizza, bro, and I've been sitting here working like all day, bro, and haven't had a chance to really take a break. So I was gonna order some pizza. Slid through, ordered that John Doe, man. It came through nice and hot, melted though, man. I mean, I had to smash it though before we jumped over.
Well, then you still didn't eat. Then if you talking about you ate some damn Domino's,
What you talking about?
bro? Domino's is trash. It's cardboard with cheese.
No, sir. No, sir.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm dead serious, bro. Listen, bro. That's how I feel about that Papa Juan's. That Papa Juan's is like that, but Papa Juan's. That Papa John's pizza.
Oh, I mean, I give you that, but I'm saying Domino's is below Papa John.
No, sir. Listen.
And
Well, look, listen. So I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so what you get? Pizza Hut.
yeah, I typically get Pizza Hut. Now, Sarah, she'll take it even all the way back old school. She'll go Little Caesars, but nah, I'm a Pizza Hut thin crust dude, bro. Plain, that's it. I don't know, dog.
Pizza Hut thing, dog. That's so. Pizza Hut is listen to me. Pizza Hut is so. Pizza Hut is so regular. Like it's not bad, but it's
what is
not
that?
like all of that.
What is pizza? So pizza is regular. That's what I'm saying. Listen,
bro. And Papa
I wouldn't expect
Juan's though, bro. Papa Juan's was. I haven't had Papa Juan's since Colleen, bro.
I mean, that's fine, but we agree on that. I said Pizza Hut. You talking about Domino's? Domino's, bro. Here's the thing. This is why I'm gonna give you the pass on the Domino's, right? Because you like Panda Express too, and that's trash too.
I
So
get
that
that. Listen, we kill Panda regular. Listen, we on
that
Panda.
already
Listen.
tells me where your taste buds are, bro.
Let me tell you this, bro. We do Panda. Okay, so okay. Here's a crazy thing. All right, so let me take a step back. Usually when I'm on the pod, right? It's usually so I do probably 80% of the cooking in my house, maybe 90.
Yeah,
and we cook a lot, right? I don't eat out a whole lot. It's usually on the pod days because you know on those days the missus is doing her thing, and so she doesn't have to worry about that when I'm not doing the pod. So on the pod days are the days that we typically would be able to go ahead and grab something quick.
right.
And so on those days, it's typically Panda, Zaxby's, and you better not say Zaxby's is trash though, because you might. If you say Zaxby's trash, you can't even come back to Atlanta, bro.
Listen, Zaxby's is trash, Panda is trash,
bro.
and Domino's is trash.
Do you
probably
don't
like?
think? Hold on.
Look,
If you think Chipotle trash?
No, Chipotle straight.
Okay.
Now listen, you probably this gonna be the kicker right here. If you tell me Raising Cane's is good,
I think it's okay. They don't have Raising Cane's out here, so I don't get it until I go out. Back to the crib or to Oklahoma, they don't have it. But we don't go there. We always go to Golden Chick, so I don't get Raising Cane.
Okay, Golden Chick is straight. You redeeming yourself now.
Yeah. But listen, so when I get what I get, so that's the thing about it. You probably haven't had. I don't know when the last time you had Domino's.
Probably
but
about a year ago.
No, so Domino's switched up their recipe probably like
2 years ago.
2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
It on TV.
Yeah, and
Life Church used to get Domino's faithfully, bro. And on those days, I was done.
Yo, shout out to the homie Courtney checking in. You canceled. If you say Zaxby's is trash,
I'm talking about, bro.
You literally, there's dog. Listen, you can't even come. Like, I don't know anybody who's in Atlanta. I've never met anybody who lives in Atlanta who says Zaxby's is trash.
I don't live in Atlanta, so there you go.
But listen, here's the thing though. So what I got from Domino, then what I get, this is one thing. So Landon. Okay. I'll get Landon medium, regular crust, and he kills it. But he's big enough to where he probably can toss down a whole medium by itself.
Yeah.
But what I typically get is their pan crust, the pan crust pizza, the pan made pizza, and dog, it's phenomenal. It's better than Pizza Hut's. And what I typically get when I do get it, I get spinach and salami on it, and and extra cheese on it, and it snapped. And so the day when I got it, I opened up the box and it was like Ninja Turtles, bro. I pulled up the piece and the cheese was just dripping from it, though. It was just like Michelangelo, bro. And it was snapping, though, man. So I don't know. I always wonder, like, when people say they don't like something, though, bro. If it's just...
Listen, I go back and retry stuff too. I go back and retry because you know how you get older, your taste buds change.
Yeah.
So I go back and retry stuff. But bro, after that was it for me on Domino's, bro. I'm too old to go back. Like it's for me, bro. I like what I like.
I don't know. Listen, but I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, bro. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I don't want to hurt Samaya's feelings, but I typically hate Olive Garden, and I know she is a big ambassador.
Olive Garden, though.
Olive Garden is so regular. It's so Olive Garden is so Reggie, bro. Like it's so Reggie because here's the thing that's crazy. I thought Olive Garden was so basic. Like, you know how, like, when people say, I saw a meme and I always laugh where they say, well it may be a guy, usually it's a man, and says, yeah, man, I'm teaching my son to cook for himself. So that way he ain't impressed by y'all basic chicken Alfredo. Well, that is exactly what Olive Garden is. It's just so basic. And the crazy part about it is that Olive Garden was like my biggest view or perspective on Italian food. So when I actually had real Italian, authentic Italian food, I was like, oh man, this been trash from day one. I just didn't know any better though, bro.
And yeah, the standard for me is they Alfredo sauce, bro. That's the standard. And so
Alfredo sauce is booty. I make better Alfredo sauce than them.
I ain't never had it, so I can't coach. I can't vouch for it.
Listen, bro, my Alfredo sauce that I make go super hard. I know it, dude. Like it. Now listen. Listen though, bro. But everything about them, it seems like this is the thing about it, and I can understand maybe why, but it seems like they try to hold back on the season because maybe it's healthier that way. But it just seemed like their tomatoes, like their tomato sauces and meat sauces, just don't have quite enough.
I ain't talking about the rest of this stuff. I only when I go to Olive Garden, I only get the chicken Alfredo. I don't need to.
Yeah, but chicken Alfredo is like something that kids get, bro. Like that's
I like.
What are you 15 still?
I like what I like. And here's the crazy part. So like Sarah is an authentic Mexican food. Like she like to go to the hole in the wall, get it from the mud.
Mission Taco. That's me too. Colleen, Mission Taco.
Nah, bro. I like the Tex-Mex, bro. I can't get down with the authentic. I'm cool on it, man. I'll stick with my Tex-Mex. Give me Qdoba all day, bro.
So this is the thing about it. I think I just like Mexican to where I don't like Taco Bell. That's the thing. I don't like taco. And this is the thing about it. I can tell I don't like Taco Bell because there was a survey of the worst restaurants in every country. And Taco Bell was the #1 hated restaurant in Mexico, bro. Like
I get that. Like in Mexico.
But this is the thing about it though, man. Like, here's what's crazy though, bro. So when I every time we listen, I just thought about that. Listen, here's what makes Taco Bell seem like trash to me, bro. Is that, and this we talking about original Mexican, because when we went out to Tulum in June for Nick's birthday, we had a chef who prepared every single meal, and he basically did, it was all authentic Mexican, different things, everything snapping. I'm talking about like snapping. And I know that if you would have had that, then you would have been like, yeah, this go.
You say that, but bro, I'm telling you, I like what I like, bro. I don't. I'm
Pizza
cool.
Hut's so regular, dog. A thin crust pizza from Pizza Hut seems like something that females get, and bro, maybe because people get thin crust pizzas.
The fact that you get Domino's, that is cardboard with cheese on it, bro.
No.
And you satisfied with that. You should feel so proud of yourself.
Pizza Pros used to feel like cardboard with cheese on it, but I used to love it when I was younger, though, boy. But Domino's, though, man, listen, the pizza I get for myself, every single time I get pan crust pizza from them, I get salami with spinach on it, and then I get extra cheese on it, and it slap 10 people 100 times a piece, though, bro. That's how hard it go, bro.
That's what's up. Yo, man, we ain't even got to the music yet, bro. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.
And listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages. Every episode is streamed on both platforms. You can be like the homie Courtney checking in from YouTube as well, or the homeboy Donnell, the homeboy Mark checking in from Facebook. Ace Kennedy. So let me tell you what's funny. Right, I had something interesting happen to me yesterday.
What's up?
Right, so while I'm at the park yesterday. Right, so me and Landon, we go on out here now. Briscoe Park. I think I've told you before, man, that we got two sides, two courts.
Yeah.
Usually on the further side is where the younger folks play it, right? And they go out there, they play wild ball or whatever. And I had Landon run over there one time, and I was like, all right, that's it, bro. That's enough. They just too out of control, whatever. So he plays now for probably the past year, especially this summer, starting this summer with me. He's been out there playing with the adults and get buckets, right? I'm talking about it's buckets, right? So yesterday they had Columbus Day, so the kids were out. And so that meant that they got to the court early, right? So they always like to play on the side where the adults play it for some reason, even though they typically have the other side. And to be honest with you, that's probably a better side. It's just further away, and people don't want to walk that far, that the old folks anyway, right?
Yeah.
So funny thing happened though, bro. We get there, and I'm like, yo, it's always interesting because I like to run and play with Landon, right?
Yeah.
On his team. So I say, who got next? Because that way I'll pick up Landon. And people now, at least would when I first was going up, playing with bringing Landon up there to play, right? I would call my own next so I can pick up my own team, because I would understand if somebody just didn't want to have this little 11-year-old on their team, not knowing that he can hoop. So we was doing that over the summer, and then people was like, nah, he got it, right? He got the shot, he got everything, right? So it was cool. So yesterday though, when I got there, I'm like, who got next? And I'm seeing all these kids. Yeah, I got next, and this dude was like, I got next after him, and I'm thinking like, oh, well, God dog, I got next after y'all, but I don't want to just tell them get going on that side on over there, or won't y'all gonna lose? So just combine your teams and then get it on over with. And I'm like, but listen, respect, they were there before I got there, whatever. So the funny thing happened to me, bro, is that I'm there and this little white kid walks up to me. He got to be maybe 13 years old, can't be older than 14. He's a little taller than Landon, maybe 3-4 inches taller than Landon. So he said, hey, you know, if anybody got after you. It's like, nah, no, you, that's it. He said, okay, cool. So I was like, bro, you, why don't y'all play on that side, right? You ain't ready for this. So he was like, nah, I've been out here though, bro. I've been here. I've been playing over here before. I was like, nah, this is my first time seeing you out here though, bro. Like he said, nah, I've been out here for 6 days straight. He's like, I'm about to go ahead and ball out on him, right? So I'm just sitting here thinking like, okay, you know what? I'm just saying, bro, like, won't you go over there, work on your skill, graduate on up, and then come on down and play with the big boys, though, right? Yeah, he's like, nah. He said, you gonna see, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go out here and lock them on up. He said, but yeah, he said, you got all your 5, right? I said, well, I got me and my son, and I got a couple of dudes. He said, so how you said I ain't ready and I'm taller than him? You know what I'm saying? I said, bro, well, there's a difference though, man. My son, when they pass him the ball, they expect for him to make it, right? They ain't like when it goes up, most people assume that at this point, Landon is green, right? So what's funny about this though, right, is that he said, nah, man, I'm known. I said, what you do? What you do good? He was like, nah, I'm known. I'm known for my defense. I was like, known? Like, I know I ain't been out here in about 4 days and I missed this or whatever. So I said, okay, man. I said, well, listen, bro, what's your name though, bro? Now, mind you, this is a white kid. He has like a temp fade. He has like a part in he got the Michael Irvin double part on the side of his head, right?
Yeah.
I said, yo, man, what's your name there, little man? I'm gonna make sure I'm watching for you. He said, yeah, man, my name is Mike. You can call me like everybody else call me Lil Milk. I said, listen, bro, I'm a grown-ass man, bro. I ain't calling nobody Lil Milk. They call you Lil Milk or Lil Milk, and you answer to it. So everybody is laughing. And I didn't think nobody heard me. So everybody was talking about, he needs some milk. Everybody is doing all the jokes, right? And so sure enough, apparently, though, Lil Milk had been there for the past 6 days. A couple days ago, Lil Milk gets out here, and just like now, he's trying to call his next. And I guess it was some older guys that was like, bro, we ain't having it today. Y'all can go on over there on the other court, right? So Lil Milk is like, nah, we playing right here, and that's what it's going to be. And Lil Milk is talking real spicy to the older cats, right? So Lil Milk tells them, if y'all try to take my next, I'm about to clap this whole thing up and add a whole park out, right? So somebody stands up and says, well, what the hell you want to do then, right? So Lil Milk was not expecting for them to stand up because he's a kid, right? So somebody's telling me this story. So I'm laughing I'm like, Lil Milk, is this true, bro? He said, yeah, what I was supposed to do? I was supposed to fight all of them, right? So listen, here's the funny thing, right? So I said, so what happened? He said, well, they had strength in numbers, so I gave up my next because I didn't want to get jumped, right?
Right.
Now, mind you, I was like, I had to ask somebody. I said, who exactly are the people who Lil Milk is going back and forth with, right? So they tell me who it is, and these people is like almost 30 years old. And I'm thinking like, Lil Milk, I don't think they was going to jump you, little bro. Like, no, I don't think that was going to happen. So here's what's funny. So the same thing happens. We play our game. Lil Milk is up next, right? So Lil Milk comes on over, and I guess some people was like, nah, you ain't have next. We called it. Now, I know that Lil Milk had after me, but these people was like, nah, we got it, bro. I guess apparently they saw some people take Lil Milk next. And so they sure enough played. I'm like, Lil Milk, I thought you was on, man. He said, nah, man, this dude right there just came and took my next. I was like, well, what you gonna do? He was like, what I'm supposed to do, fight him too, though, right? So listen. I said, okay, hold on, Lil Milk. One of my people was leaving. So I said, Lil Milk, I'm going to let you run on my team, right? Because I do know that you was here after me, whatever. So Lil Milk goes out here. This boy was terrible out here, bro. I mean, listen, hey, Lil Milk was ass, bro. He was so bad. And so the whole entire time he's playing, everybody is saying he needs some milk, and they ride him. And I was like, boy, I said, I'm calling you White Mike from now on, bro. I'm not calling you Lil Milk.
Why you ain't call him Slim Milk, bro?
Oh my God, skim milk or something, because he was out there trash. And then this is the bad part, right? So we kind of did a little reshuffling, right? And so Landon plays on the other team, right?
Yeah.
And so this is because we out there. This was the last game, right? And we played the last games to 16. Now, Landon comes out. No, I think it was the 12. We didn't know it was going to be the last game. So I don't know who Lil Milk was guarding. I don't know who was guarding Landon. Landon is out here lighting it up. I'm talking about lighting it up. And I've seen Landon get a bunch of buckets in a game. Now, mind you, we go to 12, right? So
Mhm.
Landon goes out here and hits 4 threes out here, gets 8 of his 10, 12 points. Oh, and I loved it because then everybody was just sitting there thinking like, you hear somebody say, who man is that? Who guard him? And before you know it, Landon is just lighting it on up. And Lil Milk is just out here playing like straight trash. I said, boy, don't never let somebody call you Lil Milk out here though, bro. Just stop. That guy fell out, and everybody was laughing that this boy, he said, man, yeah, you can call me. He said, yeah, you can call me what my friends call me. They call me Lil Milk. I stopped and I looked and I said, boy, you serious there, man? So we got all kind of mics. We got Jamaican Mike, we got Mike, and we got another Mike out there though, bro. I said, no,
Now
man,
you
I'm gonna
got
call
Milk
you.
Mike.
I'm gonna call. I didn't think about Milk Mike. I didn't think about Milk Mike. But I'm like, I'm gonna call you White Mike because I can't call you Lil Milk, bro. But he goes by Lil Milk apparently, though, bro. But Lil Milk got out there and got his necks took 2 times, man. And he was out there talking like he was gonna air the pork out. And I guess, you know what I'm saying, he may have anywhere else that might go fly or whatever, though, man. But I felt bad that Lil Milk was out here wanting to play next, and he's hung around. And they done punked the boy 2 times, man.
You put him on, so that's all that matters.
I put him on and he was trash though, bro.
Hey.
I mean, he was trash. And I know he was young though, but he was young and trashy, man. Terrible, bro.
So you telling this story, bro. There's something you said in your thing that's been bothering me this whole time. You said back and forward?
Back and forward. You going back and forward?
Dog, I've heard that as back and forth. I've never heard that as back and forward.
So, okay. So I don't know if I've been saying it right my whole life, right? But if I'm describing the tense, if it's past tense, I think I say I ain't going back and forth. No, okay, if it's current, right? Present tense, I say I'm not gonna go back and forth. But if I'm talking about past tense, oh, he was going back and forward, like tennis, back and forward. So it's old. It happened.
But it's just back and forth. Like you're going back and forth with somebody.
Oh, back and forward. That means it happened.
All right.
I guess that's how I've always been saying.
In the chat, y'all tell us what it is, bro. What do you normally say when you talking about going back and forth or back and forward with somebody? What does
Lil Duval say? I ain't going back and forward with you. And I think he says forward because he's talking to, no, I think he says forth because he's saying in present tense, I'm not gonna go there with you. But I at least that's how, I don't know if there's ever been a rule, but that's how I've always used it.
You eat Domino's, so I would expect you to say something like that.
Oh my gosh. You like chicken Alfredo from doggone Olive Garden though, man. So I don't know. It's back and forth. Man. I don't know, man. I just look at back and forward.
Look, as soon as you said back and forward, my brain went like, what did he say?
No, listen. I think Aaliyah's song is called Back and Forth. It ain't back and forth.
Back, forth.
Forward and forth. Let me see something. Let me see.
Forth,
if Aaliyah
bro.
got it there. If Aaliyah got it, hold on.
She ain't saying no forward and forward.
I think it's forward.
It's
bro.
forth and forth, bro.
It's back and forth.
I know.
Ain't nobody ever corrected me on it.
It's the confidence for me, bro, because you was all in it.
It's back and forth, bro. I ain't never heard nobody's ever corrected me on it.
No,
I guess they was like, this boy need to sit his country tail down somewhere.
But the best part is the confidence because you had the explanation, bro. Like you said,
listen,
the tense.
Because I do say forth, right? But at the same time, I do say forward. And I just have always, when I've been talking about past tense, I've always said back and forward. I ain't going back and forward with you. You know what I'm saying? So let me see what Lil Duval say. Let me see something.
It's forth, bro. Because
okay, hold on. Okay, Lil Duval say back and forth also, bro. Maybe I'm the only one that say it though, man.
Hey, but you it's the conviction for me, bro.
It's not worse than people who say being Pacific.
Yeah.
So, and I don't feel bad because I see people who are from Memphis And a lot of people who, when they say stress, they say stressing, and they groan. So listen, that's worse.
Yeah. No. All right, man. Well, look, for the month of October, we have been doing our, artist series, and we got a special guest today.
Sir, Ski.
You know what I'm saying? And it's somebody who we kind of familiar with, somebody that's been doing their thing, and the chat would know her. Y'all give it up for Miss Brittnie Roe.
Brittnie Roe, yeah.
Hi. Hey,
Okay.
hey.
This is the Legion.
You broke up with your boyfriend, everything came to an end. Your friends are dragging you out. Now
Brittnie Roe is in the building.
Hey.
What's
Brittnie
up,
Roe,
guys?
what's good, girl?
Well, not much. I'm excited to be on the podcast. I love being on y'all's podcast. Y'all know I always have love for y'all. I love it. I look forward to these.
Well, I mean, it's like you're an honorary member of the Slash Brothers now. I mean, as much as you be in the comments, bringing up topics and stuff like that. So,
I know, I'm a Slash sister.
Slash sister.
Right. So what's going on? How's everything going? What you got going on in your life right now?
So I'm working on an album right now. And so my first album, which I don't have a date for when it's going to be out or anything. Thank you, Donnell. But I don't have a release date or anything. I'm just working on it. And the more I get into this, the more it's just, I have no timeline.
Well, I mean, I think as independent artists, it is cool that we have the power now. Like, we're not, subjugated to having a specific launch date. And plus, with the way media comes out and how quickly the turnaround is for everything, you fit in any space because you can just kind of look and say, oh, well, this person's dropping to this date, so I'll just move my date. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So I think, the thing is, how the audience is anyway. Microwave society now, where you could pretty much give them bits and pieces of stuff and they stay engaged. So
let me ask you this though, Brittnie Roe. Is this your first official project? The one that you're currently working on now?
Well, it's my first official album.
First
I put
official
out 2
album.
singles. Yeah, I put out 2 singles, but the pressure is there, man. I mean, I have people hitting me up literally every day. When are you gonna put out new music? And I'm like, I just want to take my time. So I don't want to give into the pressure of like rushing to put out something, because I feel like I kind of did that with Summertime Fine, and I wish I kind of would have took more time on it, but it was fine. I feel like I still love Summertime Fine. I just don't want to do that for my first album. So I really want to take time.
And your current singles are available on all streaming platforms currently, correct?
Yes, all streaming platforms on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, all that.
So let me ask you this. I know that I've heard you kind of hint at this question, but I wanted to, since it's been a while since we've talked about it, but what will this album's vibe feel like?
So this album's vibe is really more about me as a songwriter. I want to express than bops and, just Shebe, I love you. And just, like popular music, like just mainstream music. Like there will be I want some popular music, like something that's going to be played in the club. But I also really want to experiment with songwriting, experiment with telling stories, experiment with, really getting a message across. And so that's what I'm really going for on this album.
Sonically though, right? How will it sound sonically? Like if somebody
I feel like there would be a lot of piano, a lot of guitar, a lot of and then on the club it'll be like, okay, so Give It All Up to Me, Ahmad knows that song. And that's a song that I really love. I fell in love with. It's a sexual song, but it's just like vibing well. I just love the vibes. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. I think Ahmad probably could explain it better with like being a beat person.
I mean, it's definitely got the ring of anything that you kind of hear. Like it's definitely super dope. There was the one you recorded at a Castle Row, and you had a feature on there too. So the thing is, but you mentioned that it was very sexual. Let me ask you this: is that a personal choice to do that, or is that something like, or are you just going with the flow of where music is?
I go with the flow of the beat. So when I heard this beat, I automatically thought, this is sexual. This is sexy. This is, let's turn off the lights and do some things type vibes. Like, so I just kind of go with the vibe of the beat. As soon as I as soon as I hear the beat, I kind of get an idea of what I want the song to be. Like, I just wrote a song called Master of Disguise that'll be on the album. And as soon as I heard that beat, I was like, this is a heartbreak. This is a heartbreak kind of song where you just really need to express something. So I just kind of go with the vibe of the beat. And I do like sexual beats. I do like sexual vibes. My favorite artist is Summer Walker. And I feel like a lot of hers has that kind of vibe. And so that's more the vibes that I'm on.
All right, Britt, take me back to the beginning. Like, where did you first want to become an artist? Like, where did all this come from? Where you get your talent from?
So my story is kind of different because I did not grow up singing. I did not grow up in the music world. I grew up, my mom can vouch for this, we grew up mostly focused on modeling and acting. So I was going to conventions, I was going to all these things, but I was acting and modeling. I wasn't singing, and I didn't really know I could sing until after high school. So when I got in college, I got a job as a karaoke host, and it was just, to do something for a little extra money. But I sang, and people started coming up to me like, oh my God, I love your voice. I love your voice. And I was like, okay. Like, I thought they were just drunk and lying, but and so I was like, okay, that's cool. So then I sang for a couple other people, and they were like, no, you have a tone in your voice. Like, I like it. And so then I kind of explored it, but it was not an easy ride because, as Ahmad can attest for, he sent me a song that we did back in like 2012. And oh my gosh, I just want to burn, trash it, delete it, make it never known on this planet.
I'm keeping it in the vault. Keeping it in the vault.
Oh my gosh. I was like,
Ahmad, you got so many vaulted songs, bro. I don't think you like archive. Like, there's people who's attempted music before, and now they've never have even thought about it in years. And I'm sure you still got them vaulted.
Listen. So a friend of ours, Lily, she had posted something about, I can't sing or something like that. Said, girl, stop. I got to take the footage. And it must have clicked like, oh, he do have the footage. Like, he had, I was like, I got all that stuff. I said, y'all don't play with me. I got that's the other thing too. People don't play with me about pictures because I take pictures all the time. So I got people's pictures from way back in the day, and I'll just randomly pull it out. So yeah.
Let me ask you this though, Brittnie Roe. So one of the things I wanted to know is that so it's one thing, right, that you sing live, you did karaoke, right? What was the biggest adjustment from just singing out loud versus recording music?
So 2012, we kind of worked together, but I was really just finding my voice then. I was like, just kind of playing along, just seeing if I could do it. Never took it serious until 2018 or 19, we got together. 2019, we got together, and I sat down with Ahmad, and I said, listen, I really want to start this. I got this fire. But what happened was I was writing music. So I was writing, but I wasn't really singing. And so writing, oh my gosh. And so writing kind of jump started me into recording. And so I had this whole book full of songs that I had no way. And honestly, for a lot of people, they just don't know where to start. I had no idea where to start. I was like, the beats, the mixing, I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't have any idea. So I just didn't know where to start. And it was overwhelming kind of thinking about where to start. So I never just jumped into it. But then I sat down with Ahmad, and I'm telling you, thanks to Ahmad, I was able to do this because he kind of guided me, and then he introduced me to you, Charles, who's an amazing beat maker. Summertime Fine is his beat and stuff. Like, I love, that connection, and I loved the honesty that Ahmad had for me and stuff. And like, we would work, and there'd be times I get frustrated because I'm trying my hardest, but like, I can't just hit this note that he's wanting me to, I can't hear it or something. And so it was just, it was a lot, but I fell in love with the process. And I fell in love with everything that he taught me and that Charles gave me. Charles, his beats inspire me. Like everything just inspires me. So,
well, it's one of those things like Charles and I, ever since we started working together, we've always wanted to just give back. Like we don't withhold information because
Facts.
it's like, you know, I think everybody now that it's obtainable for anybody who wants to do it, it's available. And so the thing is that, but yeah, the honesty is going to be there because my thing is I want you to first love your own music before you put it out there. And just, you know, all the conversations you're saying about, you know, the demand for music and, you know, once you release something, that's the conversation. Well, when's the next one? Like it doesn't matter. You could put out a full length album, you could put out a video, whatever you do, as soon as it's done, somebody's gonna ask when's the next one. Like that's just the nature to be. So yeah.
yes. And I try
So
to get
Minnesota,
little cover videos in between, like sing little covers or something, but they want originals. They want, you know, so.
that's a good point because I think that one of the things that's always interesting about when you put out the album, right? Because you know, you think about it, even now, right? You have this goal, right? The goal is to put out an album. And then you have the process to get there. And right now, while you don't have a target date, you're always working and working and working. But aside from just everybody else saying, okay, well, what's next? You also have to look at yourself and say, okay, well, what's next then? What's the next big thing? What's the next big inspiration? So while this one, your first album, I'm pretty sure is going to be your baby, like everybody's first album is, right? From any artist, because it's going to be a lot of people's first time hearing you, right? So my thing, I think that we were talking about before, like 5 years, right, down the road and plans like that. But I guess what I'm also wondering is that from your perspective, right, since you had came from a modeling and acting background, right, that first album comes out. So just to ask early, what happens after that? What's next, right?
Performances, booking shows, doing, you know, now I got a whole body of work that I can perform and do. So,
Facts.
you know, it's, you know, getting it out there, you know, I feel like an album will hold people over for a little while. So then I have, you know, songs that I want to put out as singles already and, you know, in stores. So like, I thought I wanted some songs on my album, but then I was like, no, these would sound better as a single. So, you know, even after the album, I could put out a single, but for the most part, it's going to be getting music videos done, performing, you know, getting it out there, just really working.
Well, the interesting thing about you, because we've been hinting around it this whole time, the acting and modeling, music isn't your only career in entertainment. With as much information as you can give, what are things that you're working on from the acting standpoint?
So I came to Atlanta for acting and singing. I've just felt like I'm an R&B artist, and so I want to be more in an R&B state for music wise. And I just felt like moving to Atlanta would give me a whole new experience that I can write about and that I can do. You know, I have to live life to write about these experiences. So I just felt it was a cool thing. And so then acting just kind of really took off here in Atlanta. So I've just been kind of busy, but Games People Play on BET comes out October 19th. And I'm a basketball wife in there. So look out for me in that one. And then Naomi on the CW comes out next year. I'm in an episode of that. And then I have some other projects going that are not on TV, but they're like at the Georgia State University. I'm in a movie for them and stuff and everything. So I have other projects going on, and then P-Valley. I'm also in P-Valley on Stars. So they're all exciting, you know?
Wait a minute. I can't just let you skip over that.
Right.
What exactly is your role in P-Valley?
Listen, y'all know what P-Valley is about.
You do. Well, see, what I'm saying
is, I am a stripper.
I didn't know that season 2 was coming out. That's crazy.
Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to say it, but I don't know. But I mean, either way, it's already done. So, I don't care. I got paid for it. So,
yeah. Know. Well, you got the exclusive here, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me ask you this.
I do enjoy me some P-Valley.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
ask you.
I have
Let me ask
actually
you this
never heard.
question.
I never heard of it or saw it until I got the part.
Let me ask you this question. So this is one of the things that you and I have very much in common, right? Was the fact that we both moved from Atlanta, probably from smaller. I think Oklahoma City is much bigger than what people who aren't from there would believe, and maybe even some people who are there. I think when you've grown up in Oklahoma City, I don't think people realize how big it is, right, until you leave. But you did move to Atlanta as well, and I think when I moved to Atlanta, it was different. It was almost like the equivalent of how the a movie industry, right, is really buzzing in Atlanta, where there's always movies being shot here and everything like that. When I moved to Atlanta, it was like that with music. It was the place to be for a musician. So I wanted to know from your experience, like, what has Atlanta given you, shown you? Has it been what you expected it to be since you've been here?
Atlanta has Atlanta has ignited the hustler in me. I've always been a go-getter. I've always been a hard worker, but Atlanta has ignited that hustle in me. So I've only been in Atlanta for 7 months, and I have started a mobile bartending service back in Oklahoma. I learned from bartenders out here in Atlanta. So I started a mobile bartending service back at home, and I have people that work for me and bartend for me for those events. And then I also, just have like 4 different jobs here. So, it's a hustle state. It's a hustler state. And also, I've only experienced great experiences with people. Like, they want me to succeed. They want me to get money. They want me to get that, they empower you more here, I feel like. But I do miss home because Oklahoma has that support like no other. They are diehard. Some of them are on here right now. They are diehard supporters, and I love them. So
within your career thus far, what has been the biggest experience you've had as an artist?
Performing at the State Fair. That was so fun. That was like an adrenaline high that I've never had before, and it was just amazing. I loved it. I fell in love with it, and I can't wait to perform more. And coming out with Can't Let Go is probably, Cassidy, I love you too, boo-boo. Can't Let Go is like my baby as a single. And I didn't think it would be the first one that I came out with. Ahmad had told me this when we started recording. He was like, the song you think you're going to come out with is not going to be the song that you're going to come out with. And he was so right. I've thrown that song in the trash. But Can't Let Go, yes, it's my baby. I love the songwriting on it. I love the beat. I love just everything on it. So coming out with that and performing was my top 2.
So you've also had many experiences of recording. You obviously own your own equipment, so you get to record anytime you want to, but you've also been into some big studios. What has been the biggest experience from recording yourself or being in a bigger studio?
Well, I was flown out to LA to record out there, and it was my first studio experience. And it's a different, so when you're at home, of course, you might feel inspired at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So you can just get up, record, do whatever. Right. But I just kind of record at home now to set the base. And then when I'm really ready, I just go in the studio and record the whole song over again, because the studio has this sound that I just can't get at home. Like, it's just a more better quality sound in the studio than it is at home. And so I just love that studio vibes. I actually, when I come back to Oklahoma, want to schedule some studio time and have a videographer come in there and have like a whole friends in there, have a whole studio session vibe with it, because it's just fun vibes. Your creativity's flowing. You're in like this box, and it's just, I like it.
That's dope. So I think that the big thing for me, right, as a creative, right, that creative energy, it's different. I think for me, I see where you would go to say, all right, this is kind of like the draft version of it. But if you don't get the sound that you really want, that you basically say, all right, now I know this song line for line, word for word. Now it's time to go ahead and drop the official. I can see that. For me, I think that it's weird because I got my schedule is all over. So for me, it's like, I remember at times when I was I may send Ace a beat or a song 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And just like, this one is a keeper, right? And that's because that was the energy. That was the times when we talk about, even on Slipping Away. We were talking about that on the last pod, that I remember doing Slipping Away, like making the beat for Slipping Away, writing the song all at 12 o'clock at night, finishing on about 2 o'clock in the morning, recorded it, sent it all over there. And I'm like, this one is for sure. And I was confident. And I don't know, it would be weird to recreate that though, right? That energy that was right then and there though.
I think for me, I think everybody's, like you said, you feel the vibe that you want to feel. I think everybody's stuff is different. I'm gonna say the thing for me was the money aspect. Being an independent artist, that everything comes out of my own pocket. I felt it was just best for me to be. I mean, I truly invested in myself and trying to learn how to do the stuff. And because I've had those big studio experiences, like I got that out of my system. And so I think it's still dope that you want to go to a bigger studio and get a vibe. And plus it's, to like have somebody else at the controls that all you're doing is focusing on is singing. I think it's dope. So it's no wrong. There's no right or wrong way. I think it's dope. But Brittnie Roe, answer me this. We're not going 5 years. We're not going 10 years. We going just, where do you see yourself in 1 year from now?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really the type of person to look at where am I going to be in 5 years, because I live day to day. I live my life day by day. And so
right.
We're just think
talking musically, just musically in a year.
In a year, my album will be out.
Okay.
In a year, I'll be in a lot of music festivals next year for the summertime. I feel like COVID will open up, will die down, and stuff will open back up next year. So I think I'll be in a lot more performances in a year. I also see me coming out with maybe 2 singles. I have like 2 singles, I think. So a lot in a year, I feel like I can get done.
That's dope.
So Ace, so this was funny. So the very first single that I want to put off of the Bel Air 3 is a song that I want to have with Brittnie Roe. It's already done. I just need the Brittnie Roe feature on it, and it'll be already done.
I'm down.
It's already done. I've sent it to you before, but it was a while. But when I do mine, because what I'm planning to do, right, is that especially if you were putting out your album, what I'm looking to do is to say, all right, when you put out your album, I'd put mine out somewhere around or after, because at that point it would say, all right, you got your stuff and you're promoting it. And then even to give you another look is to have my song with you on there as well. And it's one that I definitely, I absolutely love though. But it's yeah. But I'm hoping that I can have it by next.
I do want to do a song on my album with you and Ahmad on there. So I just want to get but I want you to make the beat. I want, Ahmad and I to write it together. I want it to be like a collaboration type deal. So
absolutely.
Well, it's nothing for me. I'm always, whatever you need, I'm there. Like I told you, me and your family go back, so it's nothing. It's nothing.
Always. I always send my music to Ahmad. I'm like, I just sent you a song, and I'll be so nervous what he's gonna say, and then he'll say something, and I'll be like, oh, I knew it, and I'm like, I just second guess myself. So he's like my person to really be like, Brittnie, don't second guess yourself. Just well, if you feel it, that's probably right.
Right. The thing is that the easiest thing the thing I always tell you, or any artist, compare yourself to who you listen to. Because those are your peers at that point, and those are the people that you're going up against. Like, how does your song play with that song? If they're at the club and they playing this song, how does your song flow into that? Like, so that's the best way to kind of measure yourself, to know. And if your song sounds dope before it's mixed, then the mix ain't gonna do nothing but make it better. So those are the tips that I always give.
True.
I don't get the Brittnie Roe treatment on songs that I send him that are R&B based. It's always 3 comments. It's off key, it's off pitch, And what the hell are you even saying? It's like,
listen, the Brittnie Roe treatment isn't super nice. Sometimes it's like, this isn't vibing right. This don't sound right. Like, he's honest. He's honest.
I mean, I'm honest because I want the best for you. Like, my thing is that like it doesn't. What good does that do me if I tell you like something sounds good, but then it don't, and then you put it out there, and then you get the feedback, or you got some people that's just gonna be supportive regardless.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna give you whatever. But my thing is that I always want to be completely honest, because your song, like the 3 songs that you've sent me recently, the songwriting is incredible. You know what I'm saying? And so I want people to hear it the way that you hear it in your head. That's my thing.
Yes. And I appreciate that. I mean, that's all I want is the honesty. I don't want anything else. That's why I send it to you.
No.
Well, look, Brittnie Roe, we so thank you for
Wait a minute. You got time to stick around? Because we got some things to talk about. Okay, that's all about to at least extend that offer there. Okay. We got some things that we got to talk about that we got to go back and forward about.
Back and forth.
Oh my gosh. Listen, okay, we got to get straight to it then, right? What are we doing about Jon Gruden, bro?
So real quick with that, right? For anybody that don't know, basically Jon Gruden is the Raiders head coach, and pretty much there was an email originally that came out that was had some racial tension in it, inside of it, and since then there has been more emails and things to come out. So if we were just going off the first email, I would have gave him a pass. This is why. It was 10 years ago. If I was gonna give James Gunn a pass, James Gunn is the director of the Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy. If I was willing to give him a pass for the stuff that he was saying, that was 10 years ago. Okay, so he got right after Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he got fired from Disney because people went and dug up old tweets, which were 10 years ago. And they were homophobic in nature, bro. I'm talking about, this boy was talking real reckless. And like I said, it was over 10 years ago. He said, listen, I was 22 years old. I was completely in a different place in my life. You can check my track record from 10 years ago. I haven't said anything like that. People that know me and know my circles know this, and this, like, nah. And so Warner Brothers gave him another chance. They gave him the Suicide Squad. And then Disney was like, oh, well, since they hired him, we're going to hire him back. So they hired him back for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So now I understand Jon Gruden 10 years ago was a whole lot older, and he should have known better because
he was like 45, dude, 46 years old.
I understand that. All I'm saying is this: if it had been the one email, I would have given him the pass. I would have, but because of the fact that it was multiple, you did that to yourself, bro.
So is it the multiple? Okay, because multiple categories of people that he disrespect that felt like
100%. Because now, see, this is the thing, right? You already, the fact that the email, because the email kind of basically said that Demore had lips the size of Michelin tires, right?
Time out. If somebody black said that, I think it's hilarious, bro.
Right.
I think it's hilarious because listen, I'm not gonna even hold you. I think that it's funny in the context that he said, listen, he got lips the size of Michelin tires. So the reason why he can't get the truth out is because they can't get past his fat lips. I think that is hilarious, bro.
100%. And
it's hilarious.
And it's not even that. It was the spin on his name, because his name is spelled like Demoris. I mean, Demoris.
Yes.
Demoris, but it's pronounced Demoris.
Yes.
And so he put Dumb Morris.
Listen. Okay, Brittnie Roe, I'm gonna let you jump in because I have my opinion, but I'd love to hear your perspective on this.
Okay.
Are you letting them live?
Well, I think that he should. Yeah, I think he should be gone a long time. I'm trying to think about where I was 10 years ago in my life. I had the same mindset. I don't really put time as an excuse for anybody. Like he is this person that he is writing in his emails. So I just think he's a bad person. I think he should have been gone a long time ago.
This is why I say that, Brittnie. Me and Charles come from an era where we would say things and there was no sting behind it. Like we would say,
Like
our
2011?
phrase.
2011?
That's what I'm
No, no.
saying.
All I'm saying is this. I was going to give him a pass with one email, because then if you saying, listen, hey, I was upset, I said some reckless stuff, whatever. People are allowed to make mistakes. We cannot cancel people for one thing.
Time out. Hey, let me. Okay, listen. This is my problem. All right. I would listen. I'm so over always having to forgive people for stuff, bro. I'm over it. I'm no longer in the business of this automatic assumption that we should. Like, I get what you're saying, right? That, oh yeah, he said this and whatever it is. No, if I ain't rocking with him, like if I'm on his team, I don't know how you even play for him, because it would be one thing. Like here's what's crazy. So you remember in Philly, the wide receiver, I think his last name was Riley or whatever. He played for Florida. He was at a concert and said the N-word basically, and his teammates let it ride eventually, and the Eagles re-signed him for a long multi-million-dollar contract, right? And they said, all right, well, we were cool to do this, but this dude wasn't a leader of the organization. So it would be one thing, right? That if their safety said this, or somebody else, but the leader of your franchise, and then this is my thing. If you said this 10 years ago, right, then at 10 years ago, you was 46. That means you've been this way for a long time, because you and I know, Ace, that at 40 years old, though, right, you only become more of what you are.
Charles, this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying.
Riley Cooper is what I'm talking about.
He was not in the NFL at the time, right? So my thing is this. I understand what you're saying, but you and I came from a background, right, where we used to say, that's gay.
That's gay.
We used to say smear the queer. We used to say, like, there's a whole bunch of things that we used to say growing up that, again,
the R word. We used to say the R word.
Yeah, we used to say all of that stuff. But what I'm saying is, we learned that was, so what I'm saying, at any point in our life, at any point, hold on, brother, let me get my point out. You've been talking.
Go ahead.
At any point in our life, going back 10 years, there has been some growth. We don't have those same conversations anymore. And again, I'm not giving him the pass to, all I'm saying is this. We have got to be careful on always wanting to cancel people because of the fact of people. Like, again, if it would have been the one email, I would have been like, all right, if I'm going to give James Gunn the pass, I'm going to give him the pass. But now that multiple stuff has come out,
I can see that. I can see that when you say 10 years ago, and you're trying to quote me off of something I said 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was 30, bro. At that point, though, I was grown enough to be held accountable for anything that I said in person, on phone, or email. But at the same time, you can't sit here and tell me to just say this person was 45 years old and he said this and he didn't know better. That meant that was just no. I'm not saying that. Okay. What I am saying is that what I'm talking about when it comes to forgiving people, right? People try to say, "Oh, that's not how I am. That's not. I didn't mean it." No, that's how you are. It just just so happened it got caught.
But Charles,
it's like when Kevin Hart got in trouble for his tweets back in the day about some saying the F word. He hopes his son is never a faggot or something, he said. And he got in trouble for that. And people forgave him, though, because it was like 2003, I think, when his tweets were or something. Or like it was early. But like 2011, I'm just having a hard time excusing because we knew not to say that in 2011. So I just feel like...
Here's the thing, right? With Kevin Hart, for one, those tweets were in line with the joke that he had in his special. That's what those were. So anybody that's followed Kevin, think about it, right? You think about Dave Chappelle. People are coming at Dave Chappelle right now, right? But everything that he said in this special is from the original special that he put out in Netflix. So anybody that's followed him from this point knows that those jokes are from that time.
Here we go, though.
But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
So from my standpoint, when I say give him a pass, that doesn't mean that all is forgiven or whatever like that. My thing was he wasn't working for the NFL. And my thing is each and every person, I don't care who you are, you have somebody you can say things to that you don't want publicly released to.
Okay, but here's the thing though, Ace. There's two. I got two things to say about that. Okay, so here's the part that I'm almost offended by. Because I when I saw this series of events happening, I immediately thought about Dave Chappelle, right? When he said the same thing about the baby, and when he said the baby can go out here and kill somebody, but you better not offend any gay person. So here's the point that I'm making with this comparison, because we found this out, and he was still allowed to coach the team, right? He still coached the game. The owner of the team may have knew what was coming, whatever, but I think that he still was willing to give him the chance then. But it wasn't until the additional emails came out with the homophobic slurs that then, okay, that's too much. So my thing is that the reason why I'm not letting those kind of things slide anymore, bro, is because I guess my thing is that if we're gonna wrong should just be equally wrong, right? So if he said, and the thing that's worse about it is that you feel this way, and you got the first openly gay player who's on an active roster playing on your roster. So I'm just
Charles,
like,
let me ask you a question.
What are we talking about? Like, no, I'm not letting it ride, bro.
So let me ask you a question. So are we holding Dave Chappelle accountable for what he's doing?
No, he's a comedian.
No,
he's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
Comedy is off limits. Like you can't.
John Gruden wasn't joking when he said that, bro. He wasn't laughing.
100%. Now I'm just asking a question because here's my thing. Like I said,
Kennedy,
yeah,
you get an email. Somebody uncovers an email from your supervisor and said, "I can't stand working with that Kennedy with his old wide nose. I can't." It's a reason why everybody in here feels like it's stuffy, because his wide nose is breathing up all the air. And so Ace Kennedy,
childish.
If he says he's sitting here with these fat lips and it's just taking up all the space, no wonder why he's so clumsy. Listen, Ace, are you rocking with him after that? Immediately after that, bro?
No, listen. I 100% understand what you're saying, which is why I said, if I was going to forgive James Gunn for the stuff that he said, then I was willing to do that with that one email. But since more has
to me though, Ace, it's age. So here's the thing about it. It's age to me because this is the thing about it. It's age, timing, and context, right? So here's the reason why I say that. So you and I talked before about how people voted for Donald Trump versus voting for Javante Biden. And the reason why some people voted one way or the other, because they felt like it was the lesser of two evils. But as bad as Donald Trump is, Javante Biden has said some real spicy stuff in the past about the handling of different things, especially when it comes to black people, especially way back in the day when they had the little crime bill. But the part about it to me that I think that if you really take a step back and you look at the context, right? The context of when he said his comments, well, while you can look at them as if they were targeted black folks, there were also other black folks that felt the same way, that people miss out. There were also black folks who voted in the same way. And this was around the time that crack was going wild in the 80s. And so no one knew how to deal with this. So I look at that and I say, within context, I can understand somebody's James Gunn is 22 years old. And if you're trying to hold me accountable for things that I said at 22, that's different. But 40 something though, bro.
Bro, I get that. But like I said, I'm just giving you, again, I said what I said. If it had been the one email, I understand what he said was bad and his age. I get it. All I'm saying was it was 10 years ago. And so he wasn't even working for the NFL. But the fact that and so here's the thing. All of that stuff is null and void because of everything else that he said. So for me,
just in context though, that was 10 years ago. But for 7 years, he was saying this. Not just like he said it one time 10 years ago. It started 10 years ago. And it continues.
That's when the first, right, I get it.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing about it. The other thing, too, that's interesting about him and the timing that he says is that he didn't have a horse in the race, a dog in the race, a dog in the fight, whatever the saying is. Because at that point, he wasn't even coaching then, right? But he's the face of the NFL. And then at the same time, you got him out here talking about this Colin Kaepernick stuff that he's saying in person. But then he's basically saying he didn't think Eric Reed should get a job because Eric Reed kneeled. And so it's like, dog, you're on TV, basically like you're riding with this cause. But in actuality, get him out of here, bro.
You're saying exactly what I said, bro. If it had been the one, I might have gave him the pass, but there was more. So that shows that was his character behind. That was his character to go with. So the thing was that, like you said, with James Gunn stuff was the 10 years. And then there was nothing since then because he grew as a person.
What is the expiration date of wrong?
I think it's context.
Like 25 years now. We're in 2021. You got to be.
Yeah, but it's still context though. Like, because I know people who have grown up a certain way, right? And it took for a conversation with me for their whole thing to change. I've seen it happen with two different people who've grown up their whole life thinking a certain way. We had conversation. It was like, bro, I've never had a conversation like that to make me even want to change my thought process. So I think it's context. And so again, I'm not, he's old enough or was old enough to know, 46 years old. He's been around and knows what's right and what's wrong. I get that. All I'm saying is that people still have the opportunity to make mistakes, and it's context. I just think that each situation has to be looked at differently. That's the only thing that I'm saying. But
I think if you have nothing nice to say, you shouldn't say it at all. And I know people that don't agree with the LGBTQ community, and they don't say anything bad about them because they have, like, if you have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything. I mean, why would you? I don't understand it. But why does this always happen in the football community? I feel like it's just something about the football sport in itself.
I'll tell you why. Because football is built on the good old boy system. A lot of these billionaires are guys who come from that good old boy, the owner McNair from Tennessee, right? Where he was the one who was saying the prisoners getting letting the prisoners run the yard or whatever that was the asylum, trying to basically flip it. All of these boys that are out there, very few of these guys that are NFL owners, they got that wealth that came from like Southern wealth, but that good old boy system, right? And so it's basically where it's one of those things where in general terms, it's accepted, right, amongst that crowd, because at some point, it's like those are old, typically white billionaires. So they've been that way for a long time. And so that's why I'm like, at 40, I look at 40 like you're comfortable and you become more of who you really are at 40 to me. And so I look at that and I just sit there and think like, yeah, these dudes have been billionaires. They have freedom amongst their community of other billionaires and like-minded people to say whatever they want to say, however they want to say it though, man. And so I think that's why you see it happen more with football than any other sports.
And then who was he sending these emails to? Because if you're sending this email to me, I'm responding back like, who? What are you talking about? Like
at the time he was sending it to Washington football team, which again,
Bruce Allen.
They already
their team was under investigation, right? By the FBI.
They had to undergo a name change themselves just because of the name of their football team. So it's all the way bad.
But listen, included in these, this is the thing about it. Included in this are the owners of Hooters, a couple of spots out in Tampa where there was, like they said, it was like a chicken wing spot or some other spot though, man. But these are people who are, I don't know if they're billionaires, but pretty close. And so I think that the big thing is that a lot of these people, man, it's common language for them. And that's the thing that I was also tripped out. Like, you mean to tell me you this how you regularly talk to these people though, right?
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, look, Charles is my sounding board. There are things that I say to Charles that I'm sure, like we always tell each other, like, bro, hey, if anything happened, one of us gotta die because we know too much, bro. Like, we know too much. If we stop being friends, somebody gotta die. Like,
I'm just going to tell you that if somebody said, if it starts out and somebody's telling you something about me, right? I think that for the most part, if somebody tells you anything about me, it's not a lie. That's their perspective, right? But if somebody says, Ahmad told me, and it doesn't matter what comes after that, it's very true. Very true. It's verifiable. It's something though, man. Doesn't matter what it is though, man.
I actually went through all my tweets about 2 months ago because I was like, what if something happens and I blow up or whatever? So I went through all of my tweets And I can honestly say I didn't delete not one tweet because I didn't never said any, and I can say that's because my mom monitored me very well growing up. So I didn't say anything bad.
Your mama looked like she ain't play. And plus, I know your daddy, so
yeah, no.
I don't got nothing. I don't have anything that's out there that I gotta clean up. Right. In general, man, like I just look at that, like I think that if it's something where I'm trying to make a point on something, I mean, I stand on it, right? But I don't put nothing out there that I got to take back or try to delete. Now I can expound on something, or I can if I need to apologize, but I'm not going to just delete something. Whatever I say is out there though. But I don't get too reckless like that though, man.
I used to talk crazy to 45 on Twitter though. So
I never did. Yeah, I never did though, man.
This was before he was 45. Yeah. Before he was, once he became 45, I respected the office.
I didn't even talk spicy about Tony Parker, bro. Not on Twitter.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I know the Ace. You gotta run here though, man. Real quick, before we get on out of here, Offset is applying pressure on everybody. This man that went and bought a whole little house with 2 pools out in Dominican Republic for Cardi B, and this is after he's already bought a Lambo. This is after. Listen, he's making everybody step it on up. Ace Kennedy, any pressure for you to go ahead and buy another house for Miss Kennedy? Brittnie Roe, any pressure from you? She's gave Offset $1 million for his birthday.
If I had it to give, then sure.
Listen,
but
they are living within their means, so that's what I'm gonna continue to do. So I'm gonna continue to go to Cracker Barrel and get Mrs. Kennedy them sour balls, and that's about it.
Now, if I'm dating Offset, you dang right, I expect that. But if I'm dating a regular guy, I'm not expecting that. So.
Hey, I saw Sonya say that she bought a house too, by the way. Though.
Yeah,
that's
she
dope.
Here stunting.
Yeah. She said
Sonya.
another one. Look at
that.
That's right.
I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about Tyga hitting his girlfriend, but she probably got to go.
Okay, listen. Let's jump back up because I saw that late, right?
Okay.
And
he surrendered to the police today.
Yeah. But he got out on bail, $50,000 though. So that's But Ace, that is something that I saw real late. And Brittnie, you gotta come back because I want to know on Friday. By now, Ben Simmons showed up to Philly, surprised me. The Nets basically told Kyrie, like, you can't participate in nothing until you full time. I would love to know from y'all perspective what y'all think about them. Let's link on Friday.
Got to get into all of that because, we need to know what's up with all of that. It's the big basketball news. We're going to get into it for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm free on Friday, so
All right.
Here we go, man. Brittnie Roe, round of applause, right quick. Round of applause, please. Air horns. There we go. Hey. Ace Kennedy, Brittnie Roe, can we get that music, please? Let's go one time. Ace. Come on.
Here we go. You see you standing over there with your shirt off, and when you smile, it's enough to make a girl go wild. I ain't never seen something quite like you, and my girls, they feel the same way too. You walk it and you talk it.